Hi, my sweet friends, and welcome. I'm Cassandra. This is Yoga for Sleep. I'm so happy that you're here. I hope you are using this as the end of a bedtime routine, so make sure your lights are nice and low. You have finished answering your text messages, scrolling, checking emails for the rest of the night. You're in comfortable pajamas, you've showered, teeth are brushed, you've had your last sip of water, and you're just ready to settle down into bed. All right, so get nice and comfy, maybe closing down the eyes or just looking around your space for a moment, maybe writing down any final notes or reminders so you can go ahead and release all of those thoughts while we practice. And as you drift into sleep, it can be useful to have a journal or like a notepad near you while you're practicing. So as soon as a thought pops into your head, write it down so you don't need to try to remember it or loop on it. So that's going to really help you move it from here onto a physical piece of paper, and then you can deal with that in the morning. All right? So let's just go ahead and allow our energy to settle. Sitting up nice and tall, maybe sitting like I am on a stacked up blanket or a pillow. Because when our spine is nice and tall, we have lots of space for our lungs and our diaphragm, so we can take in lots of fresh oxygen. If we're kind of slumped over, it's harder for our diaphragm and our lungs to expand. So think about bringing the shoulders up, back, and down, opening through the chest, opening through the throat, relaxing the muscles of the face, neck, and jaw. Beautiful. Let's just begin with a gentle twist. So we're just going to twist to the left. If you want to just keep your hands where they are, you can. You can move the hands to the outside of the leg and then behind the body, just helping you begin with a nice gentle twist. Go ahead and take that to the other side, very simply, very gently. And while you're here, just go ahead and begin noticing your breath. Where is it at right now? Can you feel your heart beating? Go ahead and exhale back to center. Maybe even taking your hand to your heart, seeing if you can feel your heartbeat. Maybe it's pretty slow and gentle. Your nervous system is already in the parasympathetic. You're nice and calm, and maybe you can't really feel the heartbeat. So see if you can try to tune into the sensation. Maybe before this practice you were rushing around, your heart rate is still pretty high. You're in the sympathetic nervous system, so let's help you switch over to the parasympathetic, the rest and digest. Go ahead and release your hand down if you want to, or keep it on your heart. We're going to inhale for a count of 4, hold the breath for a count of 4, and then exhale for a count of 6. So go ahead and inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, hold, exhale. Breathe in, retain the breath, breathe out. Inhale. Gently hold. Smoothly exhale. As you inhale, notice if you're holding any tension in the muscles of your body. Hold the breath. Relax the shoulders. Relax the belly. Exhale through the nose or the mouth. releasing slowly and gently. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Breathing in, aware of the in-breath. Gently hold the breath like a baby. Breathe out, aware of the exhale, smooth and steady. Last round, breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. All right, relax. Let go of the breath. Maybe bringing the left ear down towards the left shoulder, stretching the right side of the neck. Maybe tilting the chin down towards your chest and then up towards the sky. And just making little movements here. Maybe taking your hand to the right shoulder, giving yourself a nice massage. Helping those muscles release the tension. Maybe massaging the neck and the throat. If you have some congestion, take your finger behind the right ear and then just pull down along the jawline, just pulling all the way down to the chest. Beautiful. When you feel done on that side, we're just very simply going to switch sides, right ear to right shoulder. Before we take any movement, just really rolling the shoulders up, back, and down, opening the heart and the chest, and then tucking the chin towards the chest, and then lifting it up, and just moving here, stretching the left side of the neck. Maybe taking your left hand to your left shoulder, squeezing and releasing, giving yourself a massage. Maybe massaging the neck, the throat. Maybe taking the pointer finger behind the left ear and just pulling down the jawline. Smooth breathing. Coming back to center. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and release that. So we're going to draw circles with our hands. Just release any tension from giving yourself the massage. Draw circles in both directions. Let's take our left hand out in front of us. Flex your hand so the front of your hand should be facing outward. And you can just kind of play with this up and down flexing. Fingers come up, fingers come down. You can also take your right hand and press into the top of the hand while the fingers are pointing down, feeling a stretch in the top of the left forearm. Do the same thing, bring the hands up, fingers pointing up, press into the palm of your hand. Stretch each individual finger and thumb. Beautiful. All right, let's take it to the other side. Maybe shaking out the hands and the wrists. Take a few breaths. Beautiful. Right hand comes forward, fingers come up and down. Maybe using the left hand to press the top of the hand while the fingers are down, stretching the right forearm. And just noticing how that feels. Fingers come up, pressing into the palm. Don't forget the thumb. And taking each individual finger, giving it a stretch, giving it a shake. Beautiful. All right, so when you're ready, we are just going to take our hands behind our tush, palms are down, shift your weight back, and even with your ankles crossed here, press into the knees and the hands, lifting the glutes up, pressing the hips up towards the sky. Maybe dropping the head back or keeping it up, whatever feels best for you. Go ahead and release down. Let's switch the cross. Opposite foot comes in front, and then we're just going to reset. Press again. Get nice and tall, pressing the hips up and forward. Beautiful. All right, so keeping this cross, let's have the left foot in front of the right here. So we're uncrossing though, so the right foot is coming back towards the pelvis, the left foot is in front. Go ahead and sit up nice and tall, maybe holding onto the knees. Then exhale, we're going to fold over the left foot. So if you want a deeper stretch in the glute, you might want to push it out a little bit. Okay, this is kind of like a seated pigeon pose situation here. Flex the left foot. Maybe resting the forehead on stacked fists, hands, pillows. Maybe noticing a stretch in the glute on the left, the hamstring, maybe the inner thigh, outer thigh. So we're going to use this stretch and our breath to really tune into the rest and digest. Okay, so the parasympathetic nervous system, breathing in and out of the nose. And if you'd like to, you can inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 6 like we practiced before. If anything is uncomfortable, go ahead and move until you feel lots of comfort and support. Allowing your energy to settle down. And on your next exhale, just roll up to seated, one vertebra at a time. Very simply, we're just going to switch sides. So the right foot comes in front, left foot comes in towards the pelvis. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, fold forward, taking your time, maybe rocking left to right as you move, getting yourself into position. Then immediately dropping into the breath, maybe inhaling for a count of 4, holding the breath for 4, exhaling for 6. And just notice if you're holding any tension in any muscles, you can release and let go. Sometimes just the awareness that we're doing it helps us to relax a bit more. When you feel complete on this side, take your time to roll up nice and slowly. There's no rush. We're going to open our legs wide to forward fold here. So don't go crazy. Remember, we're resting here, okay? So just open your legs as wide as feels good. Point and flex the feet. Just notice what feels good here. And then very slowly walk forward. Maybe moving left and right to come down, whatever feels good. And then resting the forehead down. Noticing if it feels better with flexed or pointed feet. And then maybe pick up the breath again. Inhale for 4. Hold the breath for 4. Exhale for 6. Beautiful. Relax the muscles of the forehead, eyebrows, and eyes, the face, the jaw, the neck and shoulders. When you feel complete, slowly walk your hands back towards your hips. Sit up. Beautiful. All right, so let's go ahead and bring our legs in. We are going to bend at the knees and do a little bit of a reverse tabletop here. So soles of the feet come to the bed, hands come behind you. Just kind of lean back like you're looking up at the stars. Drop the head if it feels good. Then lift the hips up. Baby rocking left and right or finding stillness. Dropping your hips when you feel ready, or continuing to press the hips up towards the sky. When you feel complete, dropping the hips down, and we're going to lower down onto our back. So however you find that, let us meet there. All right, if you want to bring the soles of the feet to the bed, and maybe resting the hands on the chest and belly, dropping the knees left and right, just windshield wipering the knees. Maybe from here you'd like to take happy baby. And if this pose is difficult for you, you might want to do just one side at a time. So if you want, just go ahead and bring the sole of the left foot to the bed, right leg comes up, bend at the knee, and then you're going to reach either for the outside of the thigh, the outside of the calf, the ankle, or the outside of the foot. And if this feels pretty good, you can straighten your left leg. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths. Let's go back to the inhale for 4. Hold for 4. Exhale for 6. Very gently release the right leg. We'll switch sides. Taking your time, straightening the right leg if it feels good. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Continue that breathing if you want. Let's go ahead and take our feet and our hands up to the sky. Point the toes and flex the feet. Draw circles with the ankles and the wrists. Take any final movements or stretches that you'd like before your final rest for this evening. Maybe taking the legs up the wall if you want. Bringing the soles of the feet together if you want. Opening the knees wide or just stretching the legs out long. Allowing the energy to settle all the way down into the bed. Go ahead and get your covers on. Maybe you have an eye pillow. Fix your pillow the way that you like best. See if you can relax every muscle in your body. Start your body scan at your toes, moving up towards the head. And if you notice any muscle tension anywhere, go ahead and release the tension. Let it go. All right, my sweet friends, I leave you here this evening. Thank you so much for practicing. I hope you have a very restorative, deep, and beautiful sleep. Good night.